Hey everyone, this is Vicious Leticious, and welcome. I don't know what else to say here. I really don't know what I'm doing, but honestly, I'm just gonna go with it. I don't do videos, I don't know exactly where to start, but for years and years, I've had friends tell me I should make videos. So I'm gonna start off with me coming out of my very spiritual closet, I guess. I mean, yeah, I don't know where to go from this. Okay, hi everyone, I'm Vicious Leticious, and I am a psychic medium. Yes, I know that sounds weird to a lot of people. Um, a lot of people don't believe in these things or this spiritual path of mine, but I have no choice at this point but to be who I am and show what I've done and how things have developed throughout the years. Um, Again, I said I am a psychic medium, and I want to explain that, how I became who I am, how it all started, and yeah, work from there. I don't know how to explain that. I don't even know where to start here. I don't do videos. I don't know how it's gonna go. We're just gonna go with it. Go with the flow. Let it be. Yeah. So welcome to this journey and this new chapter. First things first. Again, my name is Letitia, or Letitious. People call me Vicious. Don't ask me where I started. Friends, certain friends. I started with them. Um, Other than that, how did I become a psychic medium? It started about 22 years ago when I was a young teen. Um, how it began was completely random. I don't know how to explain this too well, but I guess, okay. Um, when I was about 14, you can do the math there. Yes, I'm older, whatever. And yes, that is BTS behind me. It's just whatever. Okay. Anyways, it's besides the point. Um, okay. Yeah, so it's been 22 years of me becoming a psychic medium. Now, what is a psychic? And what is a medium? There's two different things. A psychic tends to perceive either through visions or dreams or through an energy sense, can see the past and present and future of a person, usually. Um, it doesn't exactly work on everyone. It's all introspective, I guess. It happens. It can happen at random. It can happen easily with some families more than others, or some people more than others. Um, but a lot of people tend to, when they're psychic, they tend to see the past, present, and future of a person or certain aspects or pieces pertaining to that person's life. With that being said, a medium connects to a spirit or a spirit guide or spirits within a person's family or someone who just happens to follow them along. I specifically noticed that I've had both. I started more medium than I did psychic when I was about 14 years old. And my best friend's mom, or one of my best friends, who at the time at least we were kind of separated because we were having our own, I guess, differences. We're eighth grade, and everybody kind of had their little group of hangouts, and I was kind of my own person. Are you serious? Back into reality. What the hell was that? All right, going back. Talk about interference, not knowing when to start. Okay, I'm gonna go back and start again. Me and a very close friend of mine at the time, we had kind of a separation in friendship. Not too much. We weren't like, we just didn't hang out too much with each other. I wasn't allowed to do much, but she also was kind of in a different group of friends and like stuff like that. So I kind of just, I was a loner a bit, but I hung out with certain friends and stuff. So we did have a bit of a separation. At that point, around that time, me not knowing anything because I haven't been able to hang out with her enough, her mom passed away one day. And the only way I found out is when I came into my classroom, so we were in the same class, and certain girls were crying and my friend was missing, and I was in confusion. I didn't know what the hell was happening. And so another old friend of mine told me what was happening, and I was in complete shock. I tried to find her and communicate with her, but I didn't want to like bother her too much because, you know, family, I'm sure, was over and a lot was going on. So I didn't want to like interfere in her life too much. But I tried to call her after school and I was trying to find her. And I just wanted to try to see her somehow. I needed to see her. But I didn't get to see her that first day. So that next day and like that night, all of a sudden, so much started happening. I started having like dreams about her mom. And her mom came up to me and started telling me so much about her. Stuff that I didn't know. Stuff that she told her in her bed and her deathbed, and you know, by her side, and things that secrets of my friend that I didn't expect to know. So then after that, after she came through in my vision or slash dream, I say it was like a vision dream looking back at it, because I first thought it was just like, okay, I'm dreaming, this is weird, how do I know all this stuff, this is all weird, I think this is like crazy. But it stayed in my head. And after that, my great grandfather came through, somebody I've only seen maybe once in a picture, but I don't remember this person at all. I don't think I ever really met this person. But he started telling me all this information about a spiritual line in our family and all this other stuff, and all this information that was coming through about our family line and how we all have kind of something, some of us in the family. And okay, so I was like, all right, interesting. Probably bullshit. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I was just like, okay, whatever. But her mom coming through so strongly, I felt like I needed to see my friend. I needed to see her the next day. I needed to. So I kept on telling her, like, my mom wasn't gonna let me go and all this stuff. And I was like, you know what? No, I need to see her. Like, I need to see her. Like, I'm worried about her. I want to make sure she's okay. I want to tell her what happened. I need to tell her what happened. So I decided to leave. I left my house. I sped walked to her house, and I had to see her. So I went to her house, and I started, talking to her, giving my condolences, just seeing how she's doing. And so I started talking to her, and I told her, listen, I had a dream with your mom last night. She told me this, and that. And my friend was just like, what? And I didn't understand what was going on either. It's like, oh, by the way, your mom said this to you. She said you were next to her bedside at this and this place, and how it looked, the room, and you were on her side or whatever. I explained everything to the T, and how her mom said that she was gonna rock her to sleep like she always does, and all this stuff. And the way I just told her all the specifics that her mom told me to tell her. And my friend started crying, and I didn't want to do that to her because I didn't want to make her cry more than she's already feeling, but I also didn't want to hold that information from her. So from there, she was like, how are you doing this? And I was like, I don't know. This is what happened, and I had this dream, and then my great grandfather came through, and all this other stuff came in. And then she was like, oh my God, like this is weird. This is weird. I need you to leave. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. She's like, no. I'm freaked out. I was like, okay, we'll talk about it. And I'm freaked out too. I'm just gonna go home. I'll let you be, please. I'll let you be. I understand. But then she goes, wait, do you know anything else? And I told her a big secret of hers. And she screamed, started crying more a little bit, but kicked me out laughing and told me, I'll talk to you later. And I had to leave. And I left laughing, like half giggling, but in confusion because I didn't know where this came from or how I knew everything. And so it was just like, what is this starting? I don't know what this is starting. After that, it became a whirlwind of information from almost anyone or everyone I would interact with. In school, I would get certain messages of people that I didn't know and random strangers' names and like little information here and there. I didn't know what I was feeling, and then I was picking up on emotions as well, which makes me an empath. An empath now is another form of a spiritual element, another situation. It's more like when you pick up emotion and you kind of can receive what others' emotional energies are. So you can kind of you immediately pick up their energy. You can either, well, some people tend to like hold it and keep it with them, and that's not good for them either, because if you take somebody's empath feeling, let's say somebody's very sad and you just take that with you when you weren't sad, and that can hold you over and kind of mold that energy over you, which is not good at all. But that's a whole nother definition of things. But I was very connected to people's emotions and their perspective of life, or randomly like what was going to happen to them. I started speaking to certain cousins. I started getting information about my like cousins that I haven't seen in a while. And when I did see them, I saw certain messages that I needed to interact with, tell them about. Especially one of my cousins de crianza. If you guys know what that is, like you're raised with certain friends of the family, kind of, and they become like cousins to you. And that's how I had that. And one of them who had her uncle, who I ended up reading, because I ended up reading her, and she was just like dumbfounded at what was happening. So she brought me to her uncle, and then from there, that turned into more in-depth information. That's when I saw his illness. I felt the illness. I didn't know what I was picking up, but I started picking up all these situations and how he was feeling. And I told him to go check his health, and it kind of became very overwhelming feeling inside of me, but I felt very ill. And I had to tell him, and I told him everything, and then he did turn out to be ill. And I told him he took a while to check himself. But I told him to try. He has to, because otherwise his passing will come along. And as time went by, I did see him get more ill from afar. And I told my cousin. I told her he wouldn't last and how far he would make it. And unfortunately, we did lose him on the holiday that I had specifically said. That's when I knew shit was real. That's when I knew things have gotten out of hand. Like, I don't know how that came about. I don't know how I would know all that. And I had no choice now at this point but to continue to start to understand what was happening to me and how it was happening, because I was alone in this. I mean, I had my friends who were supportive, but I had no one else, no one in the family telling me otherwise, nobody who knew what would be happening. Why do I have this? And nothing. I had no family support for that, who would understand it, I guess, in that sense. On my mom's side, forget it, didn't even know. But yeah, I had no one really, except for my friends, who really kind of saw where I was coming from in that. As time passed, I really had to kind of bring things together, understand what I was doing, because I didn't know how everything was coming about. I had to start writing things down. I started to meditate, and I kind of went into a lot. There's just so much that happened after that. So much. But you know, throughout the years, this is kind of like a general thing. So I'm gonna go with this general discussion, because there will be probably a chapter 2, more in-depth discussion if anybody questions it. But I know from other people's perspectives, it's either I get compared to other people, like who've either ruined the reputation of a psychic medium, or those who are more popular in the sense of psychic medium discussions. Yeah. So like in the past, I used to be told, yeah, oh, you're like Miss Cleo, who's, I don't want to specify, but it was somebody who just was ruining it for those who are really going through it, who really know what they're doing. I was also compared to Whoopi in Ghost. What is their name? I forgot her name. I forgot her name in the movie. If you don't remember, you can tell me something on the comments, but I don't. Whatever. Watch my friend Dukes come out of nowhere. I'm gonna kick him, I swear, if he does. But out of love. Listen. But I was always compared to like that type of situation, and that's not really how it happens. I mean, I do hear them. I do see spirits. I do hear spirits. I don't always see them. I don't always hear them. I may sense a smell of someone. I may feel an energy from someone. There's just a lot that can happen. So I kind of over the years have not created, but I've separated the senses of mine. Okay, so I guess I can be a clairvoyant. I could tell you and have a vision about something of your future. I'm starting to sound like Christopher Walken, and yeah, because okay, I'm gonna watch where I'm going with this. But then I started to also sense smells about certain people or certain like instances, and I would go into certain houses and I just knew a certain scent, and I would specify, like, I could smell this, but they couldn't, and they knew it was somebody's scent, and it was just connect from there. And then and family wise, I would connect it too. Also, that would be a clairsentient, who usually kind of picks up the smells of certain people. Clairaudience is usually when you can hear their voices, but you don't really see them. You kind of just hear the voices. It sounds like, makes you sound like you're going crazy, because believe me, I felt that way until everything came true, and everything was very precise, of absolute strangers and people I don't even know. It's been a long journey. Been doing this for 22 years, guys. 22 years of my life has been secret, kind of. And I've kept it secret because not only have I been compared to, like I said, the Whoopi from Ghost, or like anybody else, but I've also been compared to Teresa Caputo throughout the years. There's no offense to her. She's the real deal. I know she's the real deal. But we do have different, I guess, abilities. There's certain things I might have more than she has, and she has more than, but it's just, the eccentricity is different, I guess. And yeah, she's a real deal. She's somebody who I understand and I know, and like Tyler from Hollywood, from Hollywood Medium. That's another one I very relate to, because I understand his perspective. And he does things very close to what I do, but I don't quite use many tools, or certain tools. I don't. I haven't done it yet, at least. So we'll see what happens with that. If I try to use certain tools, I don't know. I haven't tried it. I'm gonna try it someday soon. Yeah, certain tools I'm gonna discuss in probably another video. But as I go along here, I'm just gonna continue here. But yeah, I've been compared to a lot of things, but I've also been told that I'm the devil, that this is evil, and in certain religions or certain family members as well, or certain people that I've known my entire life, were instantly, oh, you're going to the dark side, you're evil, this this is a horrible thing. And I'm like, what are you talking about? My entire life, I've always been helping others. I've put myself out there to help others. I don't try to harm people. I don't try to, like, I like to goof around. I'm a silly person, and I'm not the type of person who's gonna try to harm a person on purpose. I'm not evil, as you know. But it was like, I'm sorry that this is your belief. I'm sorry that this is what was told to you, but that's not who I am. That's why I was always confused, and I didn't put myself out there in the videos, and I didn't make videos because I was just like, this is not a good vision, this is not a good view. But then I can't keep holding things back, and I cannot allow this to overtake me, because I know there's a lot of people who are struggling with emotion, who are struggling out there, and who are going through, a lot of mental health, and maybe even going through what I was going through throughout the years, with having these senses and these abilities and not knowing what to do. And I can't hold this back anymore. I gotta come out. I gotta help people. I gotta understand, everybody's perspective, and I gotta be out there. I gotta do something about this. I can't keep holding this back. I've helped people secretly, and I've been out there with maybe over 100 or more people throughout the years, but it's always at random, and I just don't put myself out there enough, and it's hard, but that's the truth. I'm an honest person. That's another thing. I'm gonna tell you the truth if I have to. I'm gonna tell you your secrets. I'm gonna know all your secrets. That's one big thing. If I don't communicate, or if I don't process very easily with you, it might be because of my own energy. It could be my health. It could be the spiritual connection. It might be a lot of different things. There's a lot of things that can weigh my view or my spiritual connection down. But it's very specific with certain people. I know that certain psychic mediums tend to connect better when it's a certain type of weather, or I don't even know. It's just a lot, whether you meditate a lot or you don't. There's just a lot that can go into this. I am very opposite of a lot of people, I guess. I don't know. By what I've seen from others, I'm very good at, like, stormy weather. I'm very clear with stormy weather. I'm very clear when it's a full moon. I'm very open when it's nighttime. When it's the middle of the night is where my most energy comes from. I'm very opposite to people. I'm a night creature, I guess, but yeah. Yeah, so after going all through this situation, and there's just so much to talk about, that is the basis of where it started. I know I'm saying a lot of ums, but I don't know what I'm doing here. This is like a real first time thing. So if anybody has any questions, or you want to continue this video journey with me, we can do this together. So subscribe, follow, like, comment, ask me anything. I'm all about positivity and light. I'm hoping that a lot of people come in here with a positive interest or intrigue, curiosity as well. You can ask me about anything and everything. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna generally talk about now. I guess that's about it. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. There's a lot of theory to it, I guess, and a lot of spiritual science to it. But yeah, so if you're interested and you're intrigued, please join me, and we will talk more. And I hope I'm okay in this video. And like, don't like, I don't give I don't care. Like, really, I just want positivity here. So I'm hoping that you come in with happiness or some kind of question. I would love to help you. I would love to talk to you all. And yeah, let's work from there. So to the next video. Peace.